Welcome to my channel. My name is Jeff and I am the Grumpy Carnivore. Well, it's been a while since I've made a video, but I'm here back now to talk to you about what's been going on and what I plan on accomplishing here in the near future. So, as you know, April 10th was the last time I made a video, and I did disclose to you guys what was going on with my family. And just a brief recap, back in February, my wife had a stroke that affected the speech part of her brain. And uh, so she's been going for the last 3 months, she's been going 3 days a week to Day Neuro. It's about 60 miles away from the house. So we've been traveling there 3 days a week. For 3 hours a day, she was going through therapy. And I'm proud to announce that on April 30th, she did graduate her Day Neuro. And so now we're moving into an outpatient therapy closer to the house. It's going to be a couple times a week, an hour each time, just to progress and keep going with her speech. So it is aphasia that she's struggling with. And so basically, that's just going to be, she has difficulties coming up with words that she wants to say or to recall a certain item or a phrase or something like that. And so that part of her brain is still growing, still working to get it back. We have great high hopes about all that coming back to her, and she's going to get as close to normal as possible. We do know that, the doctors say 6 months out from the stroke, we might be wanting to look at, what her new normal is. But we also know that it could be 12 months before she gets back. So we're working as hard as we can and getting her all the help and the therapy that she needs to get back to as close to where she was before the stroke. But she's doing really well. She's got just about all her physical functions back. She even passed her driver's license, got that back, and she's been driving, even driving by herself and getting around. And that is huge. And we're so happy about that. And so, in the meantime, uh, me, what's going on with me is during those 3 months that we were traveling for her for therapy and all that, I was not strict carnivore. I was about 75 to 80% carnivore. Many times I did have one meal a day, and I tried to stick to as close as possible. Uh, wasn't losing any more weight, but I was maintaining my weight between 340 and 350 back and forth. I would just fluctuate back and forth between those two weights. And that's where I tried to stay while I was dealing with everything that was being thrown at us during this time. So if you've been keeping up with my videos, you know that I've been having issues with my ankle and my knees. You know that I had a total knee replacement back in October. Talked about that. That knee is doing really well. Last year, February of last year, I had an ankle fusion. Well, January of this year, that fusion broke. It was only a half union, so the inside never fused, but the outside did. Well, that broke. I was supposed to have surgery on March the 10th. And unfortunately, because when my wife had the stroke, I was unable to have surgery. So I postponed that. Well, I have now been through surgery. I have had my ankle refused, and now we're just got our we have our fingers crossed, hoping that it's going to take this time. He did have to do the procedure a different way. There was some pretty serious complications during the surgery, not life threatening. Uh, I won't get gross you out with the details or anything like that, but I am doing really well right now. And so I have a plate on the front of my ankle hooked to my tibia, and hoping that that fusion takes hold real quick. but I am non-weight bearing on my left leg for 6 to 8 weeks. Uh, Now, unfortunately, because of my size, I cannot use crutches. I cannot use a knee scooter. And so I'm wheelchair bound. And if I have to get up and move through a doorway because I am in a extra heavy duty wheelchair because of my size, uh, my wheelchair doesn't fit through any of the doorways in my house. So I do have to use a walker to get from one room to another room through the doorway. Then my wife will fold up the wheelchair and bring in the wheelchair into the other room when necessary. So I'm hopping, but I'm hopping on my new knee, which is frowned upon, but it's the only thing that can do. Luckily, I have enough upper body strength to where I'm not landing with all my weight on my right knee. So I know this is a lot to take in and everything, but on the carnivore side of what's going on with me is I did get back to 100% carnivore about 6 days ago. And my wife is making my meals for me. She's had me on OMAD a couple days, and the other couple few days, I've had a snack at nighttime, which is typically sausages. So I have 12 ounces of hamburger, 6 eggs, half a stick of butter, and some salt. That's typically my first meal of the day. Uh, Sometimes it's my only meal. But then when I if I do have some hunger going on later on in the evening, 7, 8 o'clock at night, she'll fix me some sausages, and I'll eat those as a snack, and it's been going really well. Now I cannot weigh myself right now because I cannot stand on both feet. Now I have stood on the scale with just one foot, but I don't think that that's accurate because it's showing that I've gained 15 pounds from the day of surgery. Now, I do have a cast on my ankle, and I know there is some water retention due to the surgery and the recovery. But 15 pounds seems like a whole lot to gain in the first, few days after surgery. But uh, I don't know how accurate that is as far as being able to weigh just standing on one foot. So I'm gonna look at that here in the next few days. Not really too much concentrating on my weight for right now. I'm going to concentrate more on what I'm putting in my mouth, and then because I know if I put the right stuff into my mouth, everything else will be okay. So that's where I'm at right now. Here the next 2 to 3 weeks, just going to focus strictly on carnivore 100% and see where I'm at once I'm able to go weight bearing on my left leg and compare that to before surgery. That's where I'm headed for the next few weeks. I'm planning on making these videos more frequently now. Now that we're cycling back into a more normal lifestyle and not having to drive, 60 miles one way 3 times a week for therapy. My wife's on board with all of this, and my wife even mentioned that she wanted me to let you guys know to look out for her because she may even appear in a video or two to say hi or who knows what she's going to do. But she did mention to me that she's gaining the she's getting the ability to want to jump in front of the camera and say hi, so you guys know who she is. But back on carnivore, 100%. Back to making videos. I hope you guys are doing good. Leave me some comments. Let me know how you guys are doing. It's been a long ride for me so far, and looking forward to the next year and see what all happens for the next year. So until next time, God bless.